We can start, and then whoever eats just like.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh shit! Wow. All right.
He's like, shut that shit up. We rolling.
Huh?
He's like, shut that shit up. We rolling.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was a little professionally late today. The Tesla changed me.
It has a Tesla now.
I got the Tesla and I started showing up late.
No
and shit.
way. You for real? I had to.
Got the Tesla and started showing up late and shit. But I brought Chick-fil-A, so it's all good, you know?
Josh, where are you from?
So I was born in Zimbabwe, did about a year there, and then ended up moving to South Africa. Grew up there, so that's where I say I'm from. It's my culture, and then spent a couple of years in the Middle East as well. Did that, came to the US, and been living here ever since.
So I'm also African. I'm from Nigeria.
Got you.
It's crazy. So what would you say the makeup of, so you're from Zimbabwe.
Yep.
What is the makeup of, so first of all, what's the makeup of whites and black in Zimbabwe?
So Zimbabwe's definitely got, pretty much other than South Africa, there's like not many white people left in Africa at all. Even South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's like 10% white, which again, in Africa, you kind of, where I lived was, like majority, like a white area, it's just, it's how it is there. And so like when you're living there, you feel like there's a lot more white people, than there really are. But when you look at the statistics and stuff, not many left in Africa at all, for sure. Zimbabwe, haven't been back in years, so I wouldn't be able to tell you honestly, but I know there's not, like a lot of like my dad's friends, their kids, everyone ended up leaving over the years. It's fucked.
To America?
UK, Australia, America. It's usually like Australia, New Zealand, or the UK, just because that's similar culture, the rugby, cricket, similar sports, that kind of stuff. But yeah, everyone's kind of getting out of there.
What's your accent? Is it like
the accent's
Australian?
South African, but it's got a little bit of a twang to it because, I've been here for a couple of years. I moved here when I was 15. So eventually, it does slowly start to fade. My little sister, who's now 12, I believe, hers is like completely gone because, she came here when she was really young.
Yeah.
And it's just what you're used to and stuff. So I've got a South African accent, but even the South Africans will tell you, it's a little bit of a dodgy one. It's a little bit of an off-brand accent, but when I drink, it definitely comes out a little stronger. It comes out a little thicker, but South African. Most people guess Aussie. I get Aussie, UK. Some motherfuckers even say Boston. I don't know where they get that from, but
it's definitely Aussie vibes for sure. Yeah. Like what would you like when you first met cousin? What were you like? He's Aussie. Australia. Right away.
It's also because like my lingo, like the way I talk, like I don't have the most polite mouth, so like I swear a lot. It's just a part of my vocabulary, and that's like what the Aussies do. The Aussies, fucking go there. The woman is cunt this, cunt that. It's actually quite aggressive. It's like fucking intimidating a little bit.
You know what's crazy? When I first met you, I couldn't understand a damn word you were saying.
Yeah, that's how it is.
A damn word. Like I had to like struggle to like understand you. But now that I've known you for a while, like when you talk, it's like I'm just listening to regular English. But for a lot of our viewers, I feel like our viewers, not our viewers are gonna like, damn,
they're gonna be tweaking.
They're gonna be like have to like slow it down. They're gonna be tweaking. You know how they have the setting on YouTube, slow motion,
subtitles and shit.
No, slow motion, like negative 0.5x speed. Like slow it down just to like understand.
Not 100%. It takes a good few weeks to get used to it. And then also, like I say, when I start drinking, it's. Italian knows firsthand. It's just straight slurs come out. You can't hear anything I'm saying. It's just slurring my words. It's absolutely horrendous. Like for example, if I take like a girl out, first time I met her, I'm like, yo, let's go get dinner. The first 30 minutes is me just repeating myself. just repeating myself. And then the worst is, I'll try and tell a joke and it just doesn't hit because she's got no idea what the fuck I'm trying to say. And
That's terrible. When he was talking in the Discord earlier or yesterday, people were like, yo, I know he's passionate, but like I have no idea what he's saying. They're like, yo, like, can you type out what he's saying? And I was like,
subtitles. I need moving subtitles for sure.
Real. So speaking on your childhood, like, what do you think, like, what is your favorite memory of your childhood in like South Africa before you moved to the States? And then like, how did it kind of shape you as like you, or it's now that you're like older?
Growing up in South Africa, I was a fat kid. Like I was a big boy, morbidly obese for sure. I used to wear like a 36 waist when I was like 12, and I wear like a 32 waist now. So, and especially a place like South Africa, it's brutal over there. It's not always fun and games. Growing up as a fat kid, you can have money, you can have everything, but if you're fat, that shit is not fun. Kids don't care about anything else. They'll abuse the fuck out of you. So to be honest, like I didn't, growing up, it was dope. It was cool. Probably my fondest memory would be like playing rugby. That was my shit. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Again, I left, when I was 15. I do, smoke a bit of weed now. So like the memory, it ain't great. But dude, yeah, growing up was not a whole lot of fun there. It was really when I came to the US that my life like really started going uphill. Because it was, I just lost my weight just before I moved here. Mm-hmm. I came here with an accent. It was cool. It was easy. But yeah, South Africa, growing up, it's not the easiest place. It's not the easiest place at all.
So when you moved to the US, where is the first like spot you moved to?
So moved to LA. I came here with my parents because again, at the time I was 15. Complete culture shock. That was, you think you're coming to another English speaking country. Well, like Shawley said, you motherfuckers can't understand me. I can't understand you. It's like
you can't understand English people.
I can 100%, but like I mean, like when I say like we just. We both speak English, like, but our Englishes are two different.
It's broken English.
It's like we just have like completely different, like terminologies, different slang sayings. So it's like for example, I call in a car, I call it the boot. You guys call it the trunk. So like I pulled up, I was like, can you open the boot?
Yeah, we call it boot in Nigeria.
That as well. That to pretty much. I mean, just the way we spell things, our English is even different. The major thing.
Is it color COLOUR?
Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of that came to mind. Mm. But the major culture shock for me was when I came here and these kids would talk back to the teachers, and I couldn't fucking believe it. Like South Africa, you wanna talk to a teacher, you raise your hand, you start the conversation off with sir or ma'am. These kids just sitting there, just shouting, saying whatever they want, talking back to the teacher. The teacher would say something that give the teacher back a little bit of lip. You would get so fucked in South Africa for that shit. I mean, the way I grew up, like you walk past someone that's older than you. It's morning ma'am, morning sir. You respect your elders. And that was, I couldn't believe it. These kids were so out of pocket, screaming, shouting, like on their phones and stuff. It was just... which is like, it's not normal to me. But when I first moved here, I'd never in my life encountered anything like that. Like I was rocking blazers to schools every day in South Africa. You had a button missing, that was detention. I come here, and kids are telling the teachers to shut up, and they're just like, they're shutting up. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's incredible. But yeah, so I moved to LA, did, high school there, and then ended up going to Arizona for college. I went to Arizona State. Number one in innovation, baby. Number one in STDs too, fun fact. Wrap it up. But so I went there for university. I think I lasted about a year and a half, year and one semester, which is longer than I thought I was gonna last. I never went into college thinking I was going to stay there. I knew I was going to drop out of that.
Yeah, in high school, did you have plans on it? Yeah, we've never had anyone who's graduated.
We have nothing but dropouts on this podcast.
Literally every guest is a dropout.
Bro, every podcast guest, I feel like...
Oh, wait, no, Max.
Am I talking like super loud in this?
I don't know.
Because last episode I was fucking like loud.
But it might be better though, because a lot of people were saying like...
Well, yeah, but last episode, like when it was hard to listen to it because I was like, pop, like it was just like too much. So like I'm gonna back it up a little bit. But every episode...
Wait, no, Max graduated, right?
Oh, VCU, you're right.
Yeah, Max graduated.
Yeah.
Other than that, everyone else was dropout.
Yeah, I went into college knowing this shit is not for me. I don't fuck with this stuff at all. But I need a backup plan.
So did your parents like make you go, or like what was like?
No, my parents. So neither of my parents have ever graduated either.
Okay.
They've got. I mean, my dad barely fucking passed high school. He was a professional cricket player, and he played for Zimbabwe. Not good bread or anything, but that was his shit. You know, he loved that stuff. So he barely. You know, his main focus on school his whole life was cricket. So he never even fucking. He barely passed that shit. So there was never emphasis from my parents, but they were like, you know, you got to get, if you're not going to go to college, what else are you going to do type shit? You know, they would never let me just sit at home and be a bum.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I didn't have another plan. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Cause fuck no, I did not want to work a 9 to 5 yet. Yeah. You know, that's not what I'm about. So I was like, you know what? Let me go to Arizona State. You know, there's worse places to be. I'll do my shit there. I'll stay there until I figure out what I want to do. And again, you know, crypto is something that I've been doing since like 2016. So when, you know, the time finally came, you know, I kept doing that, kept preaching that shit. And when I finally made enough money to like kind of dip on that, I was like, cool, there's my backup plan. That's what I was looking for. College was just my safety net. And for sure, you know, I could have, with what I'm doing, I could have stayed, I could have got the degree. And straight up, I'm going to be honest with you, like, I want to be able to walk around and say I don't have a degree. Because I think that's a load of horse shit for the most part. If you're a doctor, if you're a specialist, 100% you need that degree. But for me, it's like I was getting a business entrepreneur degree. You're either born with an entrepreneurial, you know, mindset, or you're not. Like you said, no one on this pod's had a fucking degree. It's you're either born with it or you're born without it. You know, in my opinion.
Nah, I feel that. I mean, I think that I don't think you can teach entrepreneurship in like a book setting. I know UH's entrepreneurship program was good because it kind of gave you like blueprints. Like a lot of the professors and shit that would come in are like actual entrepreneurs. So I guess it depends on the program, but like,
well, that's the thing, you know, Arizona, they had like, you know, they had these fairs, internships, this and that. But again, like I could sit there with a kid that had his grades fucking worked mine all day, every day. But I can have a 30-second long conversation with him and I can just tell you, motherfucker, I'm going to body you in the business world. It is what it is. Yeah. It's just, you know, you either have it, you have that drive. And it's like, for me, it's like, that's very hard to teach. You know, it's very hard to teach. Like you see those motherfuckers start shining through high school. You're like, okay, you know, there's something different about these kids. So I just felt like, man, you know, this is a waste. I was there on academic scholarship somehow. I have no idea. But, you know, so I wasn't paying full price. But I was like, you know, man, I'm paying money essentially to party and do online classes. If you put a gun to my head right now and said, tell me one thing that you learned in a class, that entire year in a semester, you'd have to pull the trigger, bro.
Jesus.
You'd have to pull the trigger. Well, I mean, so, and again, so like your first 2 years of college, like I'm a business major. I'm interested in that. My classes were sociology, Excel, which was okay. Microsoft Excel is decent, but that shit was way too technical for me. Fucking gender studies. I had one business class my entire first year.
What do you identify as?
D-gen.
What is that?
I'm kidding. I don't know, bro. I don't know the pronouns. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm a dude. I don't know. In my Twitter, I got the fucking my pronouns is D-gen, like for the gen, because I don't know the pronouns.
Like degenerate.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, keep going.
So wait, 2016. You said you've been doing crypto since then. Like what? Yeah. How do you even get into that? What's that process?
So like 2016, like I didn't buy a whole lot at all. 2016 was where I just kind of saw the technology, and again, I saw like a major flaw in traditional finance, being that, you know, you have the central banks, you have the banks that are this middleman that control your money. You know, everyone talks about freedom. They want this fucking, you know, they want freedom in every aspect of life, but no one talks about financial freedom. At the end of the day, the banks, they can do whatever they want with your money. They can let you spend it, they can decline it, but it's your money. You know, you have the rights to that shit. Mm-hmm. So for me, you know, when I saw Bitcoin, I saw that it eliminated this middleman. It pretty much connected peer to peer, making it decentralized. And again, one of the biggest problems that the traditional finance system solves today is the bank executives and the banks robbing people fucking blind, insider trading. I mean, if you watch the Congress debate or whatever it was a week ago, the guy that was in charge of the currency, he was head in charge of the currency for 10 years, meaning he's pretty much in charge of the dollar, making sure it doesn't, you know, shit the bed, whatever. he ended up handing out almost $1 billion in civil lawsuits in his time being there to bank executives, CEOs who were all committing fraud and stuff. So, a lot of people with crypto, they've got these questions and they're like, oh, it's got all these problems. But the question, the way that I like to look at it is what current problems can it solve? So, for example, decentralization eliminates human error. It eliminates that $1 billion that is handed out in civil lawsuits, because you're not going to have bank executives and shit who are going to be able to do that. It's all going to be on the blockchain, going to be recorded, and you're not going to be able to fuck around, essentially. So that's when I first got into crypto, when I was like, okay, I can see the shit, I can see the shit actually being, doing some damage. And when it was first, a lot of people say I got in it for the tech. I'm only in it for the tech. I was in it for the bread too. You're always looking for another plan. Like I said, I didn't want to live a normal life. I didn't want to fucking go to 9 to 5, suck my boss off, like, climb up the ranks. That ain't for me, bro.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I want to be my own entrepreneur. I saw that, and dude, I only really started getting balls deep into it like end of 2017, and that's when I got, that's when it came crashing down nicely.
Yeah. What was your first buy?
My first buy, it was 2017 that I ended up that I can remember, was Vertcoin. It was the shit that I ended up buying on this exchange.
Vertcoin?
Vertcoin.
What was the acronym for that?
VTC. I don't know.
I think I remember that.
It fucking shat the bed so bad. Listen, at the time, I loved the community that was behind. I don't even know what it does anymore. It's no longer a thing, but I ended up buying it like on this exchange, Bittrex, and it pretty much went as, yeah. I had another coin, Dragon Chain. I was promised that they were going to have partnerships with Disney and this and that. All came crashing down so fast. I went from telling my homies that I was going to drop out of high school and buy Lambos to fucking eating ramen, There's no in-betweens. It's crazy. But yeah, it took a lot of L's before I took any W's, which is like not a lot of people are willing to do in this space, Mm-hmm. But I was fortunate enough, I could kind of just sit on my bags, chill, because I was in college. I was still a kid, so it's like I didn't need that money for like rent. I didn't, I was chilling. So,
mm-hmm.
What was your first first big profit where you're like, oh shit, all right, let me. Really
Solana, that shit changed my life. I started buying Solana at under $1, and I actually tried to be a part of their ICO, like a private investor. But at the time, I didn't, I was a fucking nobody. I was a fat cunt, and they declined. They were like, nah, we're not going to give you allocation. So I would have made even more bread. But started copying Solana at under $1. I sold it for the first time at like $180, and then took some more profits at just over 200. So I sold the majority, but
so you got to backtrack, brother. When you drop these numbers, you got to kind of like. Yeah, if you feel comfortable.
Yeah, like, so I mean, okay, so I initially I invested.
If you feel comfortable.
Yeah, no, I talk about this shit all the time.
There you go.
So I mean, I've pulled out like now from like actual profit. Again, you hear all these people, we've made this amount of money on crypto, this and that. You haven't made shit until you pull that money out and it's sitting in cash. So I've pulled out like 300,000 from Solana that I'm sitting on that that can take care of me for a minute. And then I'm still riding on I've got, probably just under $1 million, like total on that trade. So about 700,000 still sitting in there. And I'm still going to rock with that. I mean, fuck, if I'd made that play with the volume that I'm moving now, it would have been real ugly. It would have got real out of pocket, because now it's to the point where my minimum investment is like 100K per coin. So it's like, if I had that, I mean, that's, the beauty with crypto though. You missed Solana, there's always going to be another one. I was talking to you today about Axie Infinity.
Yeah, he's about to get me rich.
Axie Infinity was sitting, in the census in January. It had a peak of $150 a month ago. There's Gala, there's endless amount of this shit. This market is just you need to be in the right place, right time. Like, you only need one. That was like pretty much, Solana was the one that set me up. That was what actually caused me to drop out of school. I was like, this is fucking incredible. I don't need this shit anymore. Yeah, I was like, this is just absolutely insane. And I was like, the whole thing too is like, because I'd been preaching this from like early. I took a lot of shit. Like people, you know, like you're a fucking idiot, this and that, especially after 2017. Like I got up in high school, like in front of my investments class, and while everyone's talking about stocks and this and that, bearing in mind at this time, like I'm the only kid in my entire school talking about that shit, you know, like now it's like come on podcasts and shit and talk about it, like everyone knows, but I was literally the only kid out of a few thousand talking about that shit. So I gave like a whole 12-minute presentation, and these kids just like looked at me with disbelief. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. And I'm like this kid, because I'd sometimes pull up the class late, like I'd leave early, like I wasn't the best student, you know, straight C's, but like I knew what was coming with this shit. And so I took a lot of flack for a lot of years. And then especially when the shit started pumping, I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna let my nuts hang. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna be cocky with it, but I took a lot of shit for a lot of years. So I was like, I'm gonna drop out of school, I'm gonna get myself a nice watch. And for me, like honestly, like I say, my family's moving back to South Africa at the end of this year. They didn't do so well. Like their business, it cooked up in Africa, but it hasn't done so well in America, especially with COVID and shit.
What do they do?
So they do, it's like import export for like high end customers. So like storage, all that kind of stuff. But again, during COVID, you know, like no one's moving into houses, renovations, like that kind of stuff. So they've ended up closing that down, and they're moving back to South Africa just because California is just, it's the price of living is just not worth it. And like if they wanted to stay here, you know, I'd say to them, listen, I'll fucking pay, I got you, you know, my fucking family. But you know, at the end of the day, they're like me, they're African, you know, they miss the culture, they want to go back home. They've never really enjoyed it here, you know. I at least moved here early enough where I could meet new people. Exactly, 100%. So yeah, they're going back at the end of this year. But Solana was like, and that's again, I still think it's going to go higher, believe it or not. I still think we see like $500 Solana as long as this market continues to hold up. But me just like looking at that amount of bread as a kid, like staring like $1 million in the face, and like after like having like nothing essentially. Like I said, like my parents are moving back, they can't afford this shit. Like I don't have anything that I was walking into, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to be gifted anything. So when I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna at least need to pull some fucking some profit, at least sit on it, so that if shit does hit the fan, because again, I've been here since 2017. No one thought it was gonna hit the fan in 2017. That's how it works, you know. Not everyone times it. Otherwise, it's not possible. There's a very few select people that make money. It's the way of the game. Same as the stock market. So me just looking at that money, I had to pull it. I was like. And listen, I'm still holding a large chunk of it. I still have a lot of my money in this market. But for me, I was like, just that security. Because, I mean, I went months without sleeping, too. Like, you watching your shit fluctuate hundreds of thousands. Imagine just watching your net worth go. Yeah. Fucking terrifying. So that was honesty. And, I mean, I pulled that, like, about just over a month ago or so. That was, like, the best night of sleep I've ever had. Like, I was the most... That was when I was like, fuck. Like I was so fucking proud of myself. Like I didn't even know how to act. Just went and got absolutely rinsed with my boys. I was like, I don't know what else to do, man.
What happened to you? Like bought like a fucking like Lambo or some shit? Cash. Just like walk into a dealership, like dress in your fucking pajamas and just like throw a bag of cash on the table and just buy whatever the fuck you want.
So believe me, I really fucking want, you see this fucking jacket here, I like nice things, I promise you. However, you know.
The watch.
Yeah, the watch. So at least with this, I can at least, you know, claim fucking hedge against inflation, this and that. I can at least like kind of try and play it off. You know, I can take a loan out against this and that.
What is that?
It's the Sky Dweller, 2021 Rolex Sky Dweller.
Google that bitch.
Yeah,
Google it.
They're going up right now.
Google it.
So the only reason I haven't done that, bro, honestly, is just because delayed gratification. You know, everyone that I talk to that's older than me, they say delay gratification. And at the end of the day, like I'm fucked in the head. You should see me on a night out, and so it gets wild pretty quickly. So I would hate to see what I'd be doing with a Lamborghini, you know what I mean? It definitely wouldn't be drinking behind the wheel, but I'm just in general, bro, I'm an out-of-pocket dude. So like, I don't know my limits.
It's probably
like,
smart you don't get one.
It's probably a smarter thing. Like, I'm 21, I'm still working my shit out, and I'm like, you know what? A Lambo would be nice. Like I have like a Jeep Wrangler. It's maybe like 40K. It's nothing crazy, but like it does. I love it. Like when I got it at the time, again, I didn't have the browse. Like, hey, this is nice. I was leasing it. I've now bought it out of my lease though. What I was gonna do is just add some like upgrades and shit to it. But yeah, I guess the main reason I haven't really done it too is because I still think that I can make more money, whether it's a bull market or a bear market. So that 400 grand that I'd go throw on a Lambo, I can use that to swing trade. And I mean, one of the challenges that I had in my Discord, we took like $620 and turned it into 90K in like 4 months. Jesus. So it's like, imagine doing that with this kind of volume now. And obviously I would never fucking leverage because we were using small leverage. But again, stop losses, posted all the fucking track records, the receipts and everything. I wouldn't be using that, this amount of cash with leverage. But for sure, I was talking about it to you earlier, just spot trading, buy, sell, buy, sell. So the only reason, dude, also too, like Tempe is where I'm at right now, Arizona. It's like, it's not a very flashy area at all. It's like college kids and shit. Like I can't wear my watch out there. Like I had this jacket on the other day and I fucking motherfuckers wanted to jump me for it. I was
Jesus.
I was like, imagine a fucking, it's just like putting a huge target on my back.
Yeah,
huge target. And it's also like I said,
a house for that, like your own property and everything.
Exactly. And my parents are going back to South Africa at the end of this year. So who knows? Maybe I end up there as well. Just again, with the way the world's going and everything, Evergrande, in China defaulting, interest rates are looking dodgy. Inflation's at an all-time high. Who knows where the world's heading right now? So again, like 2008, South Africa, we didn't even fucking know there was an economic collapse because it's it's not connected like that. So I don't know. I might end up there.
And buy your Lambo
traveling.
there.
Yeah, man, like my whole thing is like I love to travel. Right now, like my ideal life right now is take this girl that I'm talking to right now and just travel all of Europe, all of Asia, and just run that shit for like a year because I love to travel. Like I love different cultures.
You like casually like input that there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
you made it public.
Oh wait, no. I ain't even in love with this girl. No. I just want someone to go that I can clap like straight up. Like I'm gonna be real. Like yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we pod now.
Yeah. No.
Oh my god. All right. Do you want to keep that in?
Oh yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah. Right. So no, I just want to.
She's gonna be in the comments, man.
Girl that's getting clapped. That's your guy.
Yeah, no. So I just want to fucking. I mean, like
clapper and travel. Clapper.
That's my
clapper travel.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I just want to do. That's literally so. Like again, I could travel. I could do that, but then I gotta go out and I gotta find. And it's like
it's kind of romantic.
I'd rather just take bro. Like what I'm gonna be on the beaches of Italy by myself with my dick in my hand.
You might fall in love with her.
I know.
Don't get yourself caught up, man.
It could be
just
worse.
nod your head. Just nod your head.
It could be worse, but so like that's my goal. Like I really want to just travel, and it's like I'm not gonna take like a homie. I'm not gonna pay for the homie. You know what I mean? Because like the homies are all still in school and stuff. But like I'll take a girl if I'm getting some action and shit. Like I'll do that. So like that would be my like ideal.
That's fucking fire though. If I could go back home in life and if I had as much money as that, how old are you?
21.
If I had as much money as you at 21, I would do the same damn thing.
That's why like I haven't even like a house and stuff, bro. Like my apartment in Arizona, like fools are like, oh, you're still broke. Like it cost me like it's like $2,200 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and I share with like my little bro. So we split the rent. Dude, I'm fucking paying nothing. But it's like I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Like I fucking go out. I'm not like looking to settle down right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're young, man.
So it's like I'm always like I like moving. Like I like traveling. Like we in Houston now. Fucking maybe Dallas in January. I go back to LA after this. So it's like
if you bought something like a Lambo or a nice house, it would just
be like,
sick.
Dude, not to mention like I'm drinking like a couple days a week too. So it's like that. And then I can't even drive it those days. It's like 'cause I definitely am not getting. I won't even have a sip and such that shit. It's not worth it. So a long story. It's coming for sure. It's coming.
Yeah.
And it's also like I wanted to wait for like some fuck you shit. Like I don't want to buy like a $100,000 AMG. You know what I mean? I want to get like a fully like fucking carbon fiber Urus, like a
P1.
Yeah, some fuck shit. Like a dude, maybe even a Bugatti if we can hold that gratification off long enough.
Hey man, it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming. So
fucking LaFerrari, bro. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to delay the gratification as much as possible.
It'll feel better when it gets there.
That's what I'm saying, because everyone that I've spoken to that's older than me, they've told me just delay it. You know, I'm like, all right, fools have got more experience than me. I'm gonna bite my tongue on this. I hope you motherfuckers are right.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, it'll also be lit to be 21 driving around
something crazy.
Arizona State, which by the way have the #1 baddest rank girls on the whole like planet, like ever. So it's like whipping around there with a
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But we're not gonna do it. Delay it all day.
How crazy is your life out there?
Honestly, I love it. So because it's like a small college town, and you know, I'm back on TikTok now. I got my podcast Heinous Pumps as well that we've started doing. So now that I'm kind of pushing out more content and stuff, it's all over like the For You page and stuff, which, you know, it first like breaks out to people in your area. So like with all the students and shit living at Arizona, like that was my main target audience in the first place. And so like I'll go out and stuff, you know, I'll go to the bars, like the motherfucking bouncers know me, the bartenders know me, like, you know, I went from like buying myself a drink, you know, and then you want to buy a girl a drink. Now it's like, not only do I not pay for my own drink, but like some dude like will pay, you know, like pay for the girl's drink too, that like I'm with, you know, and
That's
it's
crazy.
like, I'm like that was like, honestly, you know, like everyone's got their own version of making it, but like that was my version of making it. When I had dudes buying me drinks, I was like, this is fucking cool, man. So it's cool. Honestly, I love Arizona. It's fun. It's young. It's a very young crowd, and I forget the number, but I think ASU has something like 80,000 students or something. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're never bored. You know, you always got something to do. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's at least one big bar with like a specific event. So it's like there's that. You've also got the largest so like what I want to start doing when I go back is like filming like those interview videos as well, because the campus is just so big. But yeah, Arizona has been good. It's been good to me. LA, the people are a little, you know, they're a little up themselves. Mm-hmm. Arizona's a mix of people. Like it's kind of got everyone, you know. It's got the softies, it's got the hardos. That's why I like it, you know. It's diverse, which like that's my thing. I love diversity, 100%. But yeah, Arizona's been cool. It's been good to me.
So like, what got you into TikTok and like creating content? Because you talked about the content, like, what made you really just like start?
End of you know, when quarantine had started, you know, I was back home in LA with my parents because, you know, school wasn't happening and shit. And I started painting like a dye table. Have you ever played dye?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I started painting like a dye table, and I was like, this is gonna be my like quarantine activity. And like on top of that, you know, while painting the dye table, like I was also killing a 12-pack of claws while doing that. So it wasn't great for me, you know. And I was just getting rinsed literally every day, like every day, because like it was also in Cali. You literally could not. I don't know if you guys remember, like beginning of quarantine, like fools were not hanging out with each other with sus. Like,
yeah.
So I was just by myself, like me and my little bro, just fucking slam a 12-pack, fucking paint the table. And then I go maybe a week in, and that same shit, you know, with college, I was like, bro, I really need to make another plan. I'm not fucking with this whole college shit. Like it's, especially the Zoom. I was like, this is actually, you know, this is so painful, so hard to concentrate. So I told my homie Kev, I looked him dead in the eyes. I said, bro, at this point too, I am drinking like fully functioning alcoholic for sure. I'm drinking like 5 days a week, bro. It's very bad. It's very bad. I'm not proud of it, but I'm just telling you what happened. I looked this boy Kev in the eyes, and I'm like, bro, I'm going to put down the liquor. I'm going to take steroids, and I'm going to start giving out fitness advice. He looked me, and he's like, bro, there's no fucking way. So I went down to my local nutrition store. I picked up some Psalms, so not steroids. I would have never, I didn't know any better. I picked them up, started dieting like an absolute animal. And like I was eating in like 1,000 calorie deficit a day, lifting weights twice a day, cardio once a day, just going absolutely fucking insane. Like one weekend, no rests or anything because I was on the sauce, so like my body was recovering. One weekend, I fully just collapsed because like I had pushed myself so hard, like my body couldn't take it anymore. Like I had to spend the whole day. My boys dragged me up to my room because I just fully like couldn't even crawl and shit. Sheesh. And so, you know, I ran that for about 7 weeks, and within 7 weeks, I didn't even look like the same person. And I started posting TikToks, you know, just like what I ate. And my whole thing is, I look at social media and like there's so many fake people out there that they're never themselves, and it's like, I was like, fuck. I watched that, especially like honestly, my biggest inspiration was Jake Paul. I looked at his videos and I go, how the fuck does this fool get millions of views? I was like, who the fuck is watching this motherfucker? Like, I was like, me and my friends are 100 times funnier than this fool. Started racking them up, just like, again, like, it wasn't like really that hard. It was just me being me, like just recording the food that I was eating, the workouts, this and that. And immediately just like started picking up traction. And that was, you know, it's a long story short. I said to my homies, I was like, this is the path I'm going to go, is fitness. Because at the time, crypto was down.
Yeah.
It was actually just making a comeback. I said to my homies, I'm going to take the fitness path. Like, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to do that. And then one day, some dude asked me, he's like, where are you making your bread? And crypto had started popping back up. And I was like, oh, crypto, this and that. Got fucking thrown on Twitter. And then Twitter, I made a Twitter account, started putting out content there. So long story short, like I'd started doing content just because I was looking for another way out. Like, I didn't want to do school. And I mean, I only started doing all of this shit. I posted my first TikTok like last November. So it's been like just over a year. Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm extremely humbled by the shit that I've been able to accomplish. I had my main TikTok account taken down, which was honestly like a blow. Like, that shit sucked. Like, it was, you know, I had like 500,000 on there. Like, I grinded. I'd started posting like 6 fucking TikToks a day for the first few weeks. Like, that shit sucked. So, you know, lost a little bit of motivation there.
How'd you lose that account?
Well, that's the thing. I don't even fucking know. Like, I will post, like, for example, a video of me making breakfast, right? Mm-hmm. But I won't have my t-shirt on. I specifically won't put my nipples in it because I know they sus and, you know, they're going to tweak. Mm-hmm. But it'll just be my fucking traps. And get taken down for minor safety. Like, that was a big one on my last account, was minor safety. My age was verified at 21. And so a lot of it was getting taken down, minor safety. And then eventually, boom, your account's been down. I was like, what the fuck did it get to
If you get enough strikes, like, they just
dude, because I texted you. I hadn't even posted anything. It was like an old video or something, and motherfuckers just took it down. And I was like, I honestly think it could have been the crypto shit, because that's when, you know, they started cracking down on crypto. But I wasn't even talking about crypto. It was literally fitness shit at the time. And I was like, and now I got my backup account. I just run crypto shit, and no one says anything. So I'm like, I don't know. That's got to be, you know, it's such a good app for going viral, growing your audience. But fuck that app. That is Twitch.
It's so controlled.
It is very controlled.
I mean, even like Twitter. We don't even need to get into that. But like Twitch, that's my favorite platform.
Yeah, I like Twitch a lot.
Twitch is so out of pocket.
Yeah,
so
Twitch.
out of fucking pocket. I love
Twitch.
that.
Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is pretty wild. It's well played.
That's my go-to. So
my thing with like restrictive apps though, it's like there's nothing to do. Like you can't change that. Like you're not gonna, like, there's not enough things that you can say or do that is gonna make Twitter or TikTok change. So like, I know there's a moment when like a lot of fitness influencers were getting their like accounts banned, and they're like, oh, they're like trying to stop fitness or whatever. And I'm just like, you just make the content that they allow you to make at the end of the day. Because if you're trying to grow your account, like sitting there complaining about it and stuff isn't gonna help.
Well, yeah, man,
I'm fighting with like a big corporation.
Yeah, that's
you're not gonna win.
Hell no.
No, 100%. They don't give a shit. And like my whole
another person.
Yeah, my whole thing is like, I'm waiting for someone to, again, while I fuck with crypto and blockchain, decentralization, someone to come out with a decentralized app. That, you know, again, it's not, you don't have those motherfuckers at the top doing that shit, because it's decentralized. Everyone's in charge type shit.
No, that makes sense.
I'm waiting, you know, there's a couple apps like that are already out, you know, social media platforms that are trying to do it. But, you know, like we were saying earlier with the NFTs and the Metaverse and shit, it's still early. It's still very early. I don't think we'll see anything like decent really come along for a few years. And that's the same thing, you know, there's a lot of hype on NFTs, the Metaverse and shit right now. And what we were saying earlier is it's going to be the future, 100%. I got no doubt in my mind. I think it's hilarious too how people, I don't know if you've seen, but Gary V's TikTok, always talking about NFTs. The comment sections are just people clowning him. Yeah. But it's because the most people look at NFTs and they go, I'm not paying $200,000 for a picture.
Yeah.
That's not, dude, the majority, 99% of these profile photo NFTs, other than Punks, Bored Ape, and maybe a few other projects, are going to go to zero. It'll be like the .com bubble, but for NFTs. They will go to zero, these useless profile photos. But Where real utility comes in with NFTs is where your passport will be an NFT. It'll be verified on the blockchain. Impossible to fake it. Your credit card will be an NFT. You won't be using a wallet in 5 years from now.
100%.
Everything will
You
be an
mean my
NFT.
MetaMask wallet will be my thing?
It'll be like you will literally have like your credit card and shit as an NFT. So it'll be verified on the blockchain.
And my wallet will be my
You'll literally like you'll pull up, for example, like your Apple Wallet or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like Apple Wallet.
Your
like,
NFT instead. And so like, you know how you pull up a ticket to go to like the Suns game, whatever? Your season tickets, like Mark Cuban's already trying to do it right now. Your season ticket will be an NFT. And you'll just pull up, scan your fucking thing, boom, done. That for me, that's where that is the future of NFTs, not these fucking profile photos for the majority of them. So for people that are trying to make money, because I get this all the time, how do I get into NFTs? For people that are trying to, you can make money flipping them, but dude, it's fucking hard. You got to find the right ones. You got to be in there, mint it early, flip it. It's fucking hard unless you're doing it 24/7. What I would go about doing it is find the best way to integrate NFTs into an already established business. So like Kevin O'Leary, for example, was talking about putting his employee salaries and shit on NFTs. I forget exactly why he said it. You know, we could research and find out why, but for him, it was more beneficial. So the way I would look at it, you know, if you're someone that's looking to try and get into NFTs, try and work out how you can integrate NFTs into the real world rather than fucking buying these profile photos. And, you know, same thing with the metaverse. That shit's going to be next up for sure. But like we were talking earlier, the graphics are arse, you know. Crypto games, they fucking suck cock. Let's be real. I speak to real gamers. They fucking cannot stand them. They cannot play them.
It's so hard to play.
And they get. That's the thing. You get paid to play it, and you still cannot play it. You know how bad it's got to be.
Yeah, that has to be terrible.
Bro, have you tried playing Sandbox?
I haven't. I just looked at it and I was like,
bro, that shit gave me a headache, man.
Really?
It was so hard. Like,
yeah, it's pretty similar to Minecraft, though, right?
Whew, man, it was just like, it gave me so much. Like, I was just like, bro, this is not for me.
Dude, I remember trying to fucking play Axie Infinity because fools were making money. You could not, bro. I was trying to fucking breed this and that, bro. You couldn't pay me to play that shit. I was like, but again, rather than looking at that as a negative, in my eyes, it's a positive. It means we're still early. As long as you understand, you know, this shit is going to be next up. Lots of fucking room to grow. Same thing, you know, the internet. I posted an article the other day of the Daily Mail back in 2000. And I think it was like December of 2000, December 20th or something. They released an article saying like, oh, the internet, like many people are fucking not using it anymore. It's just a phase type shit.
Yeah.
Look at it today. Look at it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's the same way we seeing like these articles now, like crypto's going to zero, Bitcoin's going to zero. 30, 40 years from now, motherfuckers are going to be going, look at these fucking idiots, JP Morgan, bro. Who these fucking wankers saying is going to zero? Fucking dickhead. It's going to be the same thing, you know. Like I said, if you said to your grandma, yo, one day I'm going to be FaceTiming you from an iPhone from halfway across the world, she would have said you're smoking dicks.
Yeah.
100%. But it happened. You know, there's very few people that see such, you know, there's fucking Zuckerberg, Bezos, Musk, very few billionaires out there, you know, in terms of like the mass number of people, because there's only a select amount of people that have that vision, you know, that can see that shit. And 9 times out of 10, they are crazy. Like all of those fools are fucked in the head.
Yeah.
But the fact that Zuckerberg went so balls deep into, you know, the metaverse, as far as rebranding Facebook to Meta, you know how many fucking old grandpas are going to be confused?
Yeah.
They've known Facebook their whole life and now it's Meta. They're going to be tweaking at that. But for me, that was just a big leap forward. And I think we spoke about this on my podcast. I think that COVID was a massive accelerator in like the metaverse and shit becoming a thing, because again, in the metaverse, COVID won't exist.
Yeah.
So I think that Zuckerberg kind of saw that, you know, put 2 and 2 together. I think he already had it in the line. 100% he was already working on a type shit. But I think that COVID, it's helped speed it up for sure.
I think COVID helped speed up a lot of things. But the metaverse for sure, because like the way that like society thinks now is like, it's almost like dehumanized. Like they don't want to interact with people. You don't want to like touch people.
Bro, let me be straight up with you. Do I want a world, you know, with like a metaverse where we live like fucking from our bedrooms and shit with a fucking telescope on our... No, I don't. But it doesn't matter what I want.
Yeah, that's how I think too.
It doesn't matter what I want. I'm a social person. You know, when I posted the TikTok, people were like, "You're crazy. My son's not going to school in the metaverse." Blah blah blah. Doesn't fucking matter what you want, bro.
100%.
Doesn't fucking matter what you want. I love to go out. I would love to drop my kid off at school every single day. But guess what? If there's a fucking Omicron variant every single fucking month, you know, it ain't gonna. The metaverse is gonna be a thing. And so, again, if you look at the number, so I spoke to like my boy. He's a pledge master over at Arizona State, and I spoke to him, and I was just talking to him. He's like, bro, you know, this year you can really tell that these kids were like in lockdown and in quarantine. He's like, these kids are different to every single other group we've had every single year. So I was like, damn, you know, what is that even fucking, how do you tell that shit? And so he was pretty much just saying like, you can kind of see the awkwardness, you know, you can see it's a little different. So dude, humans for tens of years, we've been going on this steady decline of, you know, laziness. We want the easy road. It's for example in the metaverse, bro, you throw on your Oculus, you fucking go, you point your finger, you can go shopping at Ralph's.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, the Amazon drone will drop that shit off at your door. It's convenient. Like, it's whether you like it or not, motherfuckers are gonna do that. In the same way that 90% of kids will go to school in the metaverse. You don't want to send your kid to school. He's gonna be the weirdo, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the weirdo. And you know, my dad, your dad, you know, they grew up without phones. That was normal to them. We grew up with phones. That's normal to us. You know, what's normal to us is not going to be normal to the next generation. Yeah. And every single generation, you know, every time I say to my dad, I'm like, yo, our generation's fucked. I wish I was born earlier. He said, you know exactly what I said to my dad? Same thing.
Yeah.
You know exactly what his dad said to his dad? Same thing. So I try and tell people, you know, a lot of people, you know, they stress out. They freak out at, you know, this shit, this metaverse stuff. Just let it happen. You can't do fuck all about it. Like, 100%. You know, I hate to break it to you, but like, you're this big in this world, like this big. You know, there's not much you can do. I'm kind of just, you know, let's see what happens, man. That's for me. I'm excited to see what happens next in the world. You know, I don't want an economic crash, but like, fuck, I just want something to happen. You know, what's gonna happen next? Like, fuck, are we gonna go up or economic crash? I don't know. Yeah. And you know, I think it's so funny too when I hear like all these gurus, you know, and they tell you exactly what's gonna happen. Bruv, you got no idea what's gonna happen. These markets are unpredictable, because all it takes, you know, we could be looking real bullish. We could be looking so good. Boom, fucking Evergrande defaults. I don't know where that's like a fucking big bad news. So kind of just taking the road back now, you know. It goes back to that Solana shit, why I pulled that money, just so I can chill. I just want to chill for a few years, travel.
Peace of mind.
Yeah, exactly. Have some peace of mind and just see how this all plays out. You know, my next play too is I'm starting to pick up some silver. Spoke about it a little bit earlier, just because, you know, commodities tend to do well when, you know, in terms of financial crises. And I had a lot of people on Twitter shit on me, and they're like, what the fuck, dude, metals suck, this and that. First of all, if you're going to buy metals like gold or silver, you need to buy like actual gold or silver, not just like the fucking paper receipts. You know, you need the actual bricks and shit. Second of all, too, like, if shit does hit the fan, I want to be as diverse as possible. I want to have money in stocks, not stocks, take that back. I don't fuck with stocks. Crypto, you know, gold, silver, some cash, some real estate, and that way, you know, shit does hit the fan, it goes tits up, because, you know, again, Evergrande defaulting, fucking inflation at an all-time high, big tech CEOs are selling off billions of dollars. You know, it could happen. So I'm just trying to get as diverse as possible and just kind of set myself up.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Gary Vee?
Honestly, when I first came across his shit, I wasn't. I was like, I really don't fucking like him. I like what he's trying to do. I love that, like, he's trying to like fucking motivate people, and that he's putting out so much work and shit. But like, he's a little bit anal for me, you know, like he's a little like in your face, like, yeah. I'm fucking Gary. I'm like, bro, fucking chill.
Yeah.
Chill. Like maybe like Gary
I think
Vee,
he's just passionate though.
Gary Vee off a blunt, like I could probably do with that. Like
yeah.
I could be friends with Gary Vee off a blunt for sure. Like we'd be boys. But it's like, and he knows his shit.
Yeah,
sure.
he does.
He does know his shit. But again, same thing like with these gurus and stuff. Like sometimes they'll just, Like Grant Cardone, I don't like him. He's on TikTok and shit. He's full of it 100%.
You think so?
I don't know if he's full of it. I think he's just like
they do. So let me ask you a question, right? You're making billions of dollars. You're gonna charge $1,000 for a course?
True.
I'm just saying, I'm making personally nowhere near that kind of money. All of my infos, it's free 24/7. Like, dude, I know you could say, oh, it's not how life works, but dude, billions. We're talking billions. It's like, I just
But do you believe in having too much money? Because what if he's like, all right, I can sell a fucking million of these for $1,000. Like, why wouldn't I? Just fuck it. Just
dude, I hear you. But also at the same time, like for me, it's like I don't sell anything ever. I don't have no paid courses, nothing, because it's like I would be selling you info on how to trade, on how to do this shit.
Yeah.
But why the fuck would I need to charge you, if I'm already making that bread?
I think his thing is like $4,000 actually. His course or his mentorship.
Is it a mentorship though? That's a little different.
Course mentorship. $4,000.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Like,
I'm not saying it's worth it, but
a lot of these dudes, it's just like there's this one dude, Ryan Pena or whatever. A lot of these dudes are just very good at fucking talking. They're salesmen. They're not.
Yeah.
They're very good at social media. This one dude, Ryan Pena or whoever he is on TikTok, that is a fucking full blown scam artist, bro. That fool is like, I watch his shit and I'm just like amazed. And it's the same. It's just if everyone was honest and open from the start, people post their P&Ls and shit. But it'll be their year-long P&L and they claim it's their week-long P&L and it's this and it's that. So it's like, the problem is when you cap once and someone pokes holes in it, you're fucked. So it's like Grant Cardone, like people have poked holes in his shit multiple times. And they've so it's like, I do 100%, I've watched his shit, he still knows his shit. But just because you know your shit, it doesn't mean you're a piece of shit too. I just, the way that he goes about his messages, I don't really like. I hate that fake guru shit. There's like 3 or 4 of them on TikTok. All the high quality cameras or this and that. Like, dude, I make my shit without a t-shirt, just in the back.
Yeah.
Body that's better views than them. Like, because it's like, I don't know. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not trying to fucking sell no bullshit. And it's like, but Gary V, long story short, he's growing on me. I love his hustle. That man's is an absolute fucking weapon. Same thing though. Like, he's always shown 24/7 how you can make bread from $50 on a Facebook Marketplace. Mm-hmm. I've never tried that shit. That's what I was saying though. People are always go on Facebook Market, but I don't ever see like results. Like people actually doing it. So it's like,
I think that might just be because people are lazy though.
I know.
Because like, imagine if we were like, oh, we need to get rid of this couch, and we post it on Facebook Marketplace, we can get like $200 or some shit. You know what I mean? I think Gary V. I fuck with Gary V a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think his shit is. He's a little OD though, like you said. I hate people that are like that sometimes.
He used to be like, I used to think the same thing about him. Like where he first started, I was like, damn, this dude is fucking a lot. And I hated his voice.
Yep.
But now I've recently like started seeing his shit a lot more, and then now it's like, damn, like there's some sense in what he's saying. A lot of the shit that he says is like, damn, you're right.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest though, the only thing that I wasn't like, and I got to double check on this, but like his NFTs and shit that he dropped. Do you know like if they had any like utility or anything to them?
Yeah, he did a dinner, or he did a dinner or like a breakfast in New York for like some of the like OG like V-Friends people, and I think he's adding on to it because I know the floor price is like 9 ETH now.
Yeah, it's like 10.
Yeah,
10 floor price.
Okay, so again, so then maybe it's a little different, but like what you have, like we were talking today with fucking Mrs. Trump, bro. I don't know how to pronounce her first name. Millennial, whatever. But
millennial Trump, eh?
But so she fucking just released an NFT. How do I say it? How do you pronounce it?
Melania.
Melania.
Don't disrespect the first lady, bro.
So bro, I looked and she dropped an NFT project, right? And if you look at like the fine print and shit, she has 100% royalty on her NFTs, meaning that if you resell them or anything, she's getting 100% of that bread. Like that's a full blown, like it's a scam, bro. That is.
Yeah, that's a scam for sure.
You know what I mean? It's like, so
well, I wouldn't say it's a scam. Like she set the shit up.
That's again in crypto. Like we'll call things a scam. It doesn't mean it's a direct.
I know
scam.
what you mean.
It's a Ponzi.
It's a Ponzi. Yeah.
It's like, bro.
What if she sets up like dinners and shit? Like like utility, like as far as like dinners. I mean, I doubt she's.
Yo, you meet Trump?
I doubt she's gonna do some shit like that. But
wait, what do they even look like?
Bro, I haven't even looked at them. All I
Yeah.
just saw was motherfuckers all over Twitter today going, "Have you seen this 100% royalty shit?" And I was
That's
like,
fucked.
I was like, "Damn, that's crazy."
What do you think about royalties though? If like it's an artist, because like I know a lot of people like the idea of like selling it as actual art, right? So like,
yeah.
it's so if you sell art once in real life, like a painting, like you're not getting royalties on that.
Throwing on a 5% royalty, not a bad idea. You know, it's again though, if you're getting up to like the punk, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the shit, and it's $1 million transaction, it's 5%.
Yeah.
It's steep. But
wait, so is that taken out from like so like if I had like a Bored Ape or whatever and sold
when you
for,
sell it, you're gonna give 5% to them. Like you go 5%.
So it's like I only get 95% to sell.
Yeah. So like with her NFTs.
Oh, then you're not. Yeah, you can't.
that's only for the creator. So like,
So for example, if I release my own NFT project, right, which again I could have done and I could have made millions of dollars off of. I did the maths. I could have made fucking 6 mil in a day, like easily. With the numbers and shit that I have, I can't do it though. Even though, again, I say they're the future and shit, but the majority of these projects are gonna pump now. No utility. Even if they got games, this and that, they're gonna go to zero. So it's like you have all these like people with like a semi decent following now, just creating projects out of thin air, and it's like it's
a lot. It's becoming
that's
a lot.
why I was like double checking with Gary Vee before I said anything. But listen, if he's having dinners and stuff, it's a little different. Because even then, I was like, I first saw that and I was like,
they're getting utility. They're able to chat with him, hang out with him, go to his seminars.
Okay, yeah,
probably meet some cool people.
That is 100% a little different. But like when I first saw that, I was like, fuck, Gary, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
But cat is different. Again, this other shit is just, it's completely pointless. But
so what do you see? So for the blue chips, the ones that are actually gonna like stand, the mutant apes, the bored apes, I guess you could say, the crypto punks. What do you see for their future? Because today I'm actually like on the phone right now. I'm about to, since I'm in the Bored Ape community, I can purchase the Adidas NFT drop that's coming out today. So and this is a perfect example. I can purchase some avatar clothes, and then I can also purchase physical clothes. So I'm gonna try and purchase both. So the clothes that I purchased for my avatar, I'll be able to purchase and send it to my crib too.
No cap.
Yeah.
That's
pretty wavy.
It's fucking crazy. So that's a perfect example of utility.
Lit. See, that's what I'm saying. That is fucking
like
dope.
I'm on the Adidas Metaverse app or Metaverse website, and I'm just waiting for them to open public access.
That is fire.
So
like,
what do you see what do you see for the future? Do you see like a continuous repetition of that and more things like that, or they're going to do something completely different to where like you tap into the metaverse with the Oculus and you're able to go to like this hangout spot and chill with the apes?
All of that shit. Like,
good.
yes, I mean, so I think that, the same way now that you have big names in like every industry, like you got like Apple, Microsoft, this, and the tech, this and that. It's going to be the same thing with NFTs. You'll have 2 to 10 like big dogs, big fucking motherfuckers that are running the pack. And like, in the universe and shit, like the metaverse, you'll be like the fucking, like the everyone's staring at type shit.
Yeah.
And so like, people are like, they're looking at me and they're going, dude, you can't justify paying $200,000 for a JPEG. I'm like, I know that you can't do that. You can't justify that. But you also are not like a fucking multi-millionaire, billions of dollars. You don't understand the things that some of those motherfuckers buy. Like, they will drop hundreds, and I'm not saying it's the same, but they'll drop hundreds of millions on paintings. And I know it's actually, it's not digital, this and that. But point being, it's just a fucking frame that sits in your house.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking picture that sits on your phone.
It's worth a lot.
Yeah.
There are people that just have fuck you money. And in my opinion, the same way, it's the same example I always use, but like Kanye, for example, pulls up to the VMAs in a $50,000 jacket. Ugly as fuck. But it's $50,000. He's just fucking flexing on you. Same thing with the NFTs. It's going to be a modern day flex. When instead of, when I'd pull up to school in a nice fit, it's not, it's not going to be that in the future.
It's walking around.
Here's my ape, motherfucker. Like, I guarantee you, some of these nerd virgins
or you have
be
like
flexing them at bars and shit, bro. Being like, yo, come home with me.
Yeah. Or you have, so so this is a thought. And so let me just give
showing a girl. Sorry, one sec. Showing a girl like a punk is like showing her your Lambo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's an example in real life is, like you said, you go to like a club or something, and maybe like next year, I know it's coming, because I saw something on TikTok where you can get a frame for your house that's a digital frame. You put it over your fireplace, and like it's your mutant ape, and you can tap it, bro. And it has like the actual link to prove that it's real, like it's yours. Or you go to like a bar and you get like a chain made.
I saw that.
A chain with your NFT in it. That's you're walking around with like just like crazy. $200K on your neck. Literally.
Yep.
200K.
It's literally just an
50 ETH on your neck.
For people that like can't, for people that can't fathom this, and you're sitting there going like, "Fuck, the South African kid's fucked in the head. He's got no idea what he's talking about." No one predicts the future. The future never looks like what it's gonna look like. So for me, when I post shit like this, and I post like this conversation we having and stuff on TikTok, and people are like, "You're fucking crazy," you're just making me feel better about my bet. So like 100%, that's gonna be the future. Motherfuckers it's going to the digital world. Mm-hmm. Like now, like big ass Cuban links and shit of flex, like. This whole world is going digital.
It's gonna go digital.
The flexes are gonna go digital
too. So if you're in the my example in the metaverse, if you're in the metaverse, you're tapped in with your AR glasses from wherever. You're walking, and my initial thought was you're walking. You have your AR glasses on that look like the glasses Ant's wearing, and from your lens out, you're able to see that person dressed up in their avatar. One, and then two, you can see their collection of NFTs. Yep. And maybe they bring the top two to the front to where they're always on display. So you see their Bored Ape, their Mutant Ape, and their Crypto Punk. They're rich.
Yeah.
They're walking around with fucking money. At any moment they could liquidate 2-3 million if they wanted to.
And that's the thing with the metaverse is like honestly like there's really no limits. Just because the technology is going to be 5-10 years from now, the technology is going to be fucking nuts. You'll literally be able to do anything like that. Like I say, walk around with the glasses and you'll be living in, real life or whatever. But what you see through there is very far from normal. It's in my opinion, a matter of time. And that's why, I want to get myself situated in this space now. It might not happen overnight, but if you get in this space now, in my opinion, you do the research. It doesn't mean you have to, buy fucking all in now type shit. But if you get yourself equipped with what's going on right now, I think motherfuckers will be very paid in a couple of years.
But get a mutant, man. What are you waiting for? Like, just buy one.
And I almost said I'll do it. I'm sitting with a fuckload of ETH. I'm really thinking about it.
Buy it, forget about it, and just hold it. And when the fucking metaverse is like an actual real thing, and you have now it's 30,000, you buy it now, and it's worth like. I don't know. What do you think it's going to be? By the time, if these projects like the Bored Ape community and the Crypto Punks outlast, which I mean, honestly, it kind of feels like they partner with Adidas and all the shit that's happening right now. If these products last, if these NFTs last, what do you project? Just give me a ballpark number. What do you project these things to be going for at a minimum? Let's say 2025, 2024, the year.
Dude, so I mean,
like what can you see? In that time, in that year, what can you see something like a Bored Ape going for?
So if we're talking like 5 years from now, let's say even we go into a bear market now, which I don't think we will. But let's say we do, 5-6 years from now, we come out on top bull market. I mean, I honestly think that you'll see like a minimum, like the lowest you'll be able to cop them for will be like $1 million. Like this shit will be like, it'll be a nice round number, I reckon. And again, there's 10,000 Bored Apes. There's a lot more than 10,000 motherfuckers with hundreds of millions, They're going to want to get in on that action too. Mm-hmm. Same way they want to buy the Ferrari because their neighbor's got the Ferrari. The neighbor's going to buy a fucking ape. They're going to want the fucking ape. They're douchebags. Rich people fucking are douchebags. They're just trying to one-up each other 24/7. So the fact that there's a limited supply and shit, I mean,
that's the crazy thing. It's not like a Ferrari where you can get one custom built. There's literally a limited amount. People think that there's 10,000 Bored Apes and how many mutants? Like 20,000?
20,000.
So there's 10. That's still limited. There's 8 billion people on this planet. Like in 2024, if you really want to get in on this, you're gonna have to suck some dick or something.
That's what I'm saying, bro. On Melrose, that's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, I'm thinking like
sucking dick. Honestly, probably wouldn't do the job. Honestly.
Crazy.
I'm thinking like
unless you get an NFT, you create your own NFT that's like unlimited head for the rest of your life.
That could actually be a vibe, man.
You gotta give that a vibe.
You buy that, you buy that NFT and it's just like, yo, you press a button and someone just
scan the ether code, boom. Got some.
Like, time out, guys. I'm gonna go get some head right quick.
Virtual dome. That's what I'm talking about. Dome in the metaverse. Yeah. One thing, like,
dome in the metaverse is crazy.
Yeah, like I told one of my boys, I was like, dude, like, you know, he's asked me about the metaverse. He's like, what are we gonna be able to do in the metaverse? I looked him dead in the eyes. I said, I'm gonna sell your son crack in the metaverse. You know, I can. It's gonna be such a amazing fucking crazy fucking place. Like I said, it's literally gonna be like endless. I think it's gonna be like. And again, for like my kids and shit, it's gonna be normal. They're gonna know no different. But you know, for me, I think it's gonna take some time adjusting to. Like I said earlier, it's not that I want this shit to happen. It's that I think it's gonna happen. But what I was saying, you know, like punks, Bored Ape and shit, like 2030 and stuff with inflation, because I think it'll still keep going. Dog, I think we're looking like 5 mil a piece. Like I said, because there's only 10,000.
What about a mutant? 500K.
Mutants would probably be like a mil. I think mutants are gonna go nuts. I think mutants will honestly outperform like
Bored Apes because there's so much.
Because they're so much cheaper. Because they got more room to run type shit, and it's same community. You know, same all that stuff. So you know, another way to look at it too. If you look at like the 10,000 most expensive houses in the world, I guarantee you that the cheapest one on that list
is still crazy.
Is significantly over $5 million. So. Again, you know, it's gonna be those same motherfuckers that are.
That's so fucking true, man.
And it's like they're not into it now. They boomers. Isn't that? It's coming, bro. Again, the big challenge that we're fighting with now is you've got these 70, 60, 80-year-old motherfuckers 1 foot in the grave on Wall Street. You know, all these boomers are like, I don't trust it. And traditional shit. You know, they want to call up their brokerage, this and that. My generation's gonna be the next motherfuckers up there. You know, leading the charge, fucking running that shit. Our kids, it's going to be second nature to them. So when it starts rolling through, I mean, it's
going to be the world.
Once we get like this old crowd out of here, and then I think is when we really take off. You know, once we get like, again, you have the fucking Congress and shit, right? The majority of them are 60 plus. And they are making decisions about crypto, you know, that are going to affect the US for the rest of its fucking life. Respectfully, you cannot make a decision about something you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I mean? So it's like you have these people that are still using fucking Nokias and shit, you know, don't even have iPhone, and they fucking want to talk about blockchain. Yeah. I'm like, bro, it's like, you know, you can't have that shit going on.
Blockchain is a completely different world, man.
100%. Completely different world. And
what do you think happens to things like, I'm thinking about getting into real estate very soon. I'm probably going to buy land probably this upcoming week. If the world is going digital, what do you think happens to like real life assets like real estate?
I think real estate will be a safe bet forever. You know, unless, and when I say forever,
I was going to ask that.
Because you can even create like an AR cafe where you walk in and you just drink coffee and you put on your AR glasses and you just like chill.
I mean, listen, to be honest, unless we get to a point where it's literally like the Matrix, like you could just like get in like a little like tanning bed type shit, and then you wake up and you actually feel like you're there type shit. Houses and stuff will be a thing forever, because you know, no matter how sick the metaverse is and shit, like you still want like a house to live in. You know what I mean? So
a dope house,
you're still gonna want to have a fucking crib over and shit. Like, you're not gonna want to bring a girl over to like a shack and be like, oh, put the metaverse glasses on and it looks better.
That's
you know?
fucking the meta.
That could be wavy.
Have you ever had sex in the meta?
Yeah.
Try this shit.
Yeah, you know. So,
you're like, I have all my crypto punks over there in the meta. Like, fuck this shack of a house.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I think land's always gonna be a safe bet in my opinion.
I was literally.
I have a good question.
What I don't think is a safe bet though, that I don't like, again with like this Grant Cardone shit, is fucking
fuck your question.
Pulling all of your shit out. You know, taking all of your loans out, fucking doing this and that. Like, I don't like that, but for sure, copping some real estate. Like, I'll be doing that shit soon as well.
Yeah. So no, real estate is definitely. I believe you. I agree 100%. Real estate's a safe bet for a while at least. because value, they can't build more land.
No, and even if it goes, even if it
The
tanks,
world has stopped
finite
growing.
as fuck,
The
yeah.
world has stopped growing.
even
You
if
can only
the
build up
market
so
tanks
high.
right now, the housing market shits the bed, it will bounce back because motherfuckers need a place to live. You can't live on the road.
Exactly.
100%.
So get this. You know how now real estate, because this kind of ties into the next question. You know how today you're able to take equity loans on the house, on your house, on the house that you own.
Yeah.
In 2025, if you have a Bored Ape that's worth $5 million, you'll be able to walk into a bank,
Fuck yeah.
show them that you own a $5 million fucking ape, and take out a loan on $5 million probably.
Fuck yeah.
That's very
100%.
seeable.
That's coming. I think it'll be
because that's an asset. You
I think
own that ape, $5 million
that'll-
ape. You haven't sold it. You don't plan on selling it. Your shit's protected by all the fucking blockchain protectors. It's safe.
Yep.
You walk into a bank. You say, "Hey, I own these apes or this ape, $5 million. Can I get a loan for $1 million?"
I mean, I think that's coming sooner than 5 years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that
I
can
think that's,
happen.
I think you could
1 to
probably. I
2.
think within a year you will be able
Yeah.
to find crypto services that'll 100% loan you
That'll
out.
loan- oh
Dude,
my
like, I mean,
gosh.
like I said, the second I
That's
fucking got this
insane.
fucking watch, bro, I looked up. I had no idea you can take loans out against it, this and that. And again, it's how the rich keep getting richer, bro. You buy that fucking ape now, like you say, get a mutant, bro. Cop that shit for $30K. Diamond had that bitch to, let's just call it $100K, bro. Take out loans against that shit. Use that money. Fucking invest that. And never pay tax. You know.
It's so crazy. I have friends and people that are like, when they ask me how much I paid for it, I think 36K. I think mine actually has BAYC on it, so it's pretty
Fire.
unique. It's
No,
pretty-
yours is fire.
It's pretty sick. That's why I picked it. I was gonna buy the floor, but I was like, you know what? Let me buy something that I actually would see as my profile photo, like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, we
Slight
lit
little flex,
now. We
but
lit now.
at the same time, something that I knew would stick out because it said BAYC.
Yeah.
So I bought it. But a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a couple of friends, they kind of laughed at me when I told them the amount I bought it for, which was like 38,000. And it's going to be crazy when in a couple of years when it's worth that much. And
Really?
they're just like, damn, I should have got in. And that's why you know way more than me in the crypto, blockchain, whatever you call it, space, crypto space. But I feel like you should definitely, like, if there's any advice you take from Shawley Coker, man, you should definitely get in now.
I will be copping an ape
Yeah.
100%. Dude, but like just going back on that too, that's the exact same shit that happened in high school, bro. My friends, I told them, I'm buying this shit, and they fucking laughed at me. And so, you know, let's fucking hope we have a repetition of that, because you will be the one smiling at the end of it for sure. But yeah, you know, I just think that there's this whole digital world is just, it's going to change, you know, the way we go about things forever, 100%. And that's like I said, I'm just sitting here kind of just waiting to see what happens, because there's so much, you know, this is all the first time this shit has ever occurred. But NFTs, 100%, you're going to be able to pull up in your fucking shit. Your kid's going to go to school. Like, for example, if you own a fucking punk and you give your kid the punk and he pulls up to school in the punk, like, you know, you're going to be the baller dad. That's
Yeah.
equivalent of the dad dropping his kid off in the range type shit.
And what's crazy is that you can't really, like, and I was thinking about this, so this is another thing. If you're walking around flexing your ape or your crypto punk, can you get robbed?
No.
Because you have to have that secret password security phrase.
Well, here's the
But
thing,
can you
though.
like torture someone? Can you torture
Yeah.
a phrase out
So,
of
to
someone?
be honest, bro, like that's why part of the reason why I dipped on social media for a bit too is, like, motherfuckers in like Singapore and shit were getting kidnapped and like by like gangs. And because here's the problem with crypto.
Jesus.
Fuck, I hope this doesn't give anyone ideas. But here's a big problem with crypto. You know, I kidnap a billionaire, right? And I say, send me your money, cunt. He sends me the money. It hits my bank account. The second it's all over, whatever, the bank's just going to freeze those funds, fraud, whatever, it's done. You can't send, or they'll track that money, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You come up to me and put a gun to my head and say, bitch, send me your crypto. And you fucking start torturing me, and because, you know, I won't give you the fucking phrase to get in, but you start fucking cutting my fingers off and shit, so I give it to you. Once that crypto is gone, because we don't have a middleman, it's gone.
Sheesh.
So that, don't get any
you could get
ideas,
robbed.
but
Woo!
that
That's kind of scary.
Yeah,
was
you can
how-
definitely get
bro,
robbed for the
so
board.
To be honest, like that's
Yeah.
why what I've actually gone and done, if you're thinking about fucking coming for me, I've gone and given like
you
some
got a gun?
homies and shit. I've given them my fucking things. And I've been like, don't open this, don't look. It's just in like a little box. So if they do try and talk, I mean, you're gonna have to fucking kill me then at that point. Cause
Yeah,
I don't
that means
actually
you're
have-
dying then, right?
Yeah.
He's willing to die
At least the
behind it.
family and she'll have the bread. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like, at that, so that's what I've like started doing. Honestly, you know, I don't say I'm a pussy with it, but it's actually happening, bro. Because it's once that shit is gone, it's gone.
That's
it is
fucked.
like you cannot and you could trace that one transaction, but then they swap it into a fucking privacy coin and boom, it's gone.
Damn.
No more transactions. It's up in thin air, and it's like that's the thing is
It's pretty similar to like kidnapping someone for ransom.
Yep.
And you're telling them to you're holding a gun to their head and you're saying wire this money. So, but you're saying if you hold a gun to someone's head and you say wire it to me, they wire it to you, you can claim fraud. And you
Well,
can
the thing is,
potentially-
a bank can like the bank will 100% like fucking they can track that shit.
Yeah.
Did it go to a Swiss? You can.
it went to the robber's account.
You can
Okay.
and like a bank can 100% like freeze those funds and shit in another bank account, you know, or they could fucking, if they see it goes to Switzerland, whatever, they hit up the Swiss bank, be like, yo, this motherfucker just robbed 100 million, this and that. Crypto, you cannot do that. There's like no one. There's no like I've lost like not a whole lot, but like $15,000 just fucking sending it to like wrong addresses and shit. And I can't get that back. It's gone because it's like, you know,
Can't claim fraud or anything like that. It's
no
gone.
middleman. So it's like, you know, it's a blessing and a curse. But there's been a couple cases like that of motherfuckers getting jugged and shit. So yeah, I mean that's honestly like another thing why I've been skeptical about going back to South Africa. Like that's the kind of place where that shit happens.
that
you
can
know?
actually happen.
Well,
So-
I would just lay low if you go there.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Damn.
You're gonna have to work some shit out. Same thing again, like with going back to the Lambo and stuff. You know, I don't want to put any,
Yeah, you can't.
don't want to put any targets on my back. You know, you at least you just keep rocking the fitness
That's
wave.
so
Like, you know,
true.
so I fucking keep going that route, and it's like you'll be good. But for me, that is like it's actually become like a scare because realistically, I don't keep any of my shit on my phone and stuff. I know people that do though. Like I have homies that have like 100K on their fucking Coinbase account on their phone. Bro, I pull up on you with a fucking gat and that's 100K gone. Like, and I tell you to send that to my MetaMask. MetaMask ain't gonna give that back. No one's giving that back to you. It's gone.
That's insane.
So it's like, that's another thing to think about, you know, if you're gonna go out there and rub it in people's faces and shit, which is why I try and not really, you know.
It's weird because you don't think about getting robbed for your apps on your phone, but like it's as simple as like you said, you pull up to someone, you put a gun to their head, you tell them, yo, open your fucking phone, okay? They're like, okay.
You fucking give them your address.
Yeah,
Gone.
that's it.
It's literally just that easy. And
that's
you
fun.
They take your phone, they have the gun, all right, send 50 ETH to this address.
Jeez.
Sends it, all right,
He's
here,
on.
and then goes away.
Or just snatches your
Damn.
ape, bro. So I mean,
Yeah,
when
snatching
my
the ape would.
God.
one of the biggest
Snatching
highs-
your fucking ape is insane.
bro. One of
But
the
wait, what if like in the community like that? I mean, they have to be able to.
oh, they'll
I
know.
mean, it's a community,
so
right?
for
You
example,
have to
let me
say-
tell you about this. So like one of the most expensive punks that was ever purchased. You know, I think that just got recently like overdone or whatever. But it was like a light blue motherfucker, and he was purchased. So there was a network called Poly Network or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was the largest crypto exploit ever, like 200 or 400 million. 400 million, I think it was, whatever, you know. What they then went, and again, it's on the blockchain, so that you can fucking trace everything. You can see
Yeah.
this motherfucker. He literally put in the code like laughing faces and shit at people because you can see it all. So like you
Yeah.
can track him. You still don't know who he is though, but you can just see it, whatever. This fool jugs all the money, converts it to ETH. First thing he does, goes and buys the most expensive punk. Everyone, and he still holds it. Like everyone knows it's stolen, but it's like who stole it? It's
Oh,
there, bro.
shit.
And it's there. Yeah, it was
Damn.
bought with stolen money. You know what I mean? And it's like, but what? What are you gonna do?
Damn.
It's
But
like,
they know it's that specific punk though, right?
Yeah. But again, the
So, I
punk
mean, he
is
really can't,
decentralized. no one can like take it from him.
All
No
he
one
can do
take
is sell it though, right?
He can sell that shit, yeah. So
Yeah.
like I don't know if he did that just to, you know, like he thought it would be a safer bet
Yeah.
than keeping it in ETH, but straight up, it's like the government is looking at that punk going, I know that's 200 million
Yeah.
stolen money, but I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Literally fuck all.
That's pretty crazy.
He's just sitting there balling with it on a wallet, and then when he
What
sells
is your opinion on that? Since I mean, like you like the idea of decentralization, but like in a situation like that, it's kind of fucked.
It is. Like I say, you know, going back to it a little bit earlier, you got to kind of look at, okay, at the same time though, you know, the traditional system is also so flawed
Yeah.
with billions and billions in corruption. And so, you know, we rather got to ask ourselves, you know, which can decentralization,
Yeah.
can the blockchain benefit us more than the traditional
Yeah,
system?
it's kind of like it's like you give and take, right? What fuck situation do you
which
want?
which one has more positives, more negatives? And so, like in my opinion, again, can decentralization algorithm, can that eliminate human error, all this dog shit? Which ultimately, 2008 when the world came crashing down, that was all due to human error.
Yeah,
motherfuckers were just putting dog shit fucking bonds out there. They knew exactly what they were doing. It was all human error. And with decentralization, algo, you ain't gonna have that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that situation is probably few and far between, as
Very
opposed
few.
to like
Very few. But it's fucking.
One last question before we wrap up, because
Yes,
I know
sir.
Shawley has to leave. From an investment standpoint, like, what do you think's on the subject of NFTs, like, and the metaverse? Do you think it's a better investment to invest in land in the metaverse or certain NFT projects? Since you think that a lot of NFT projects are going to shit or will go to shit for the average consumer, because the average person's not spending $30,000 on.
Well, so here, before you answer that, here's my thing. We still don't know what the platform for the metaverse is going to be, and I know Facebook is working on their own platform right now. So
In my opinion, I think there'll be like multiple metaverse.
Yeah, but the main one that everyone uses, just like Instagram, is the main thing that people use today. I'm sure they're creating one that's called Meta.
Yeah.
With their own. They said they're coming out with their own AR glasses. That's, in my opinion, I feel like that's going to be the one that we all go to. And Decentraland and Sandbox are going to be like, they're cool now because that's all that people see and all people know. But Decentraland and Sandbox, they're things of now, and they may go up in value, but Meta will be the main thing that people tune into when it comes to metaverse. That's what I said before he.
So let me tell you the only reason why I disagree with that. We're talking about like decentralization, wasn't that? Zuckerberg is the exact fucking opposite of that.
You're right.
So the only thing is that that scares me, bro. I don't trust that fool at all. And even if it is the best, it's the fucking. I personally I will not be able to. I can't fucking contribute to that. So it's like,
because then your money is going to be.
Yeah, bro. He'll probably get a percentage. He'll probably get a percentage of every transaction.
A lizard, bro. He's out here doing shady shit. So it's like, it's the whole point in this shit is to be decentralized. And to be honest, I think that's why he hopped on it so early, because he knows like he's already pretty much like fuck. Like people don't like. No one's gonna want to really fuck with that. You know what I mean? They don't want a centralized, controlled thing.
That's so true.
But
if he creates his own world, it's gonna be like he's the fucking ruler.
Dude,
He's the god of the world.
Still 100% might be fucking huge, because again, like not
everyone knows. I think at the point, I feel like at that point, when he drops the real meta like verse, like the world, it's gonna be the point when like the average person who's not on this shit now finally comes on, and they're like, oh shit, well. Yeah, it's like Instagram, right? It's like everyone uses Instagram, so they're just gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Like I'll just go to the metaverse.
100%.
So they're not gonna know any better. They're not gonna get into it because like it's decentralized. They're gonna get into it because like that's the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So
he'll still be. Yeah. He'll still be.
So, but no, just to answer that, virtual land, I haven't copped any. I won't be personally, just because it seems very bubbly, like a bubble. Like you fucking buying land on a computer. You feel me?
If Decentraland doesn't get that many users, like your shit is not worth anything.
You spend $10K for nothing.
I don't know if I can do that, but like the NFTs, like the mutants, I'd honestly probably now, with like being like best value everything, I'd cop a mutant ape. That would be my go-to, dude. Every now and then, the last few days, I've been seeing crypto punks getting bought up for like 50 grand too. You see a crypto punk listed at 50,000?
I am fucking going.
Snipe that bitch.
I'm buying ASAP.
Snipe that. You could flip it right off instantly if you wanted to, but yeah, we got a long way ahead. In my opinion, I'd just do some research. We're still very early, long way to go. Get yourself acquitted in the space now, and the generations to come will thank you for it, in my opinion.
Man, that was a great episode.
That was phenomenal. I loved every second of that.
Yeah.
Gas.
Every second.
Yo, thank you for coming on, my boy.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
So I thought about this in the car the other day while I was listening to gangster rap music about people getting shot and killed.
Yeah. Nothing like
what would you want this like? So I want to start doing this thing where we have our guests on, obviously our guests on the podcast, but at the end of the show, I asked them for a title suggestion. So if you were to name this video on YouTube, usually we start off with like the person's like description or what they do. Like the last guy was like a millionaire entrepreneur, whatever, like what would you want yours to do? And I'm not saying that we're necessarily use it, because if it sucks, I'm not. I'm not gonna tell you to your face. But if you don't see it on YouTube, man, you kind of get the point.
Bad suggestion.
Honestly, like, if you want to, like, just like, I mean, I can't think of anything, but like, make it something like funny, surprise me, make it something stick out. Fuck, dude.
I have one in my head, but I'm not gonna tell you.
I'll
suggest it to the crew, and then we'll see what happens.
I got nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. His brain is.
Yo, good first try at the new.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Closeout.
Oh, that was the first time. That's crazy.
That was like the first time.
Crazy.
That was the
I was
first time.
expecting you to give me at least one fucking title.
Yo, like he was holding on to that idea all week. He's like, bro, he's gonna give us a title. Like, it's gonna be so easy.
I'm gonna get in my bag at the end of the episode, but yeah.
And he said, yeah, I can't think of anything.
That bag was empty.
Nah, that's a great idea though. I like that idea. Makes our job a lot easier.
I still got nothing. That's crazy.
He's like trying to think of something right
It's all
now.
good, man. Right now, I feel like if you say anything, it's just gonna be forced out. So
Yeah.
Probably will be. Yeah. Let's leave it at that. I trust it.
nah, we got some. We'll you'll see it on Monday for sure. All right, man. The South African Prince, one and done.
Yes, sir. Been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Out.